final thing I'll help you with are these spelling words because they sound an awful lot alike, but they mean different things. So let's go ahead and clarify that. Section 702, Section 3, dual, D-U-A-L, D-U-A-L, meaning many purposes, two purposes. So there are dual sides. Some say that there's good and evil, a dual nature. Okay? Duel, I will fight you to the death. And that's what a duel means, D-U-E-L. Meddle, meddle, that means to get into people's business. Don't meddle in my business and try to fix things. Meddle, M-E-D-D-L-E. Medal, I won a medal because I came in first place. M-E-D-A-L. Principal, principal, like Mr. Gant. They are your pal because they help keep the school running. Principal. Principle, P-R-I-N-C-I-P-L-E, is a rule. It's something that you value. So one of the principles that we value is the principle of telling the truth, or the principle that hard work pays off. Principle. Kernel. Kernel with a K-E-R-N-E-L is like the little kernel of corn that you can plant to grow into more corn, and or a kernel, a little bit of truth, a kernel of truth. Kernel, even though it's spelled like colonel, it's still pronounced colonel. That is a rank in the military. Someone who is high ranking is a colonel. Bridal, B-R-I-D-A-L. Here comes the bride. If you're part of that bridal party, then you are helping the bride get married to the groom. Bridle, B-R-I-D-L-E. That is talking about the horse bridle, the thing that makes a horse move or turn. The next word is stationary with an A. That A is like a strong anchor. It cannot be moved. We could say that statue was stationary because it cannot be moved, or that anchor was stationary. The next word, stationary, S-T-A-T-I-O-N-E-R-Y. I write a letter on stationary. Sounds exactly the same. Okay, number 13, compliment. Compliment is something that you pay to say something nice. You say, oh, wow, you're doing so well in that. I want to compliment you on your work. Mom, your food is delicious. Can I compliment you? And compliment is a noun. Can I bring you this to compliment your dinner? So this is actually something, as an artist, if you've heard of a complementary color, it's the color that is opposite on the color wheel and it helps it pop. It brings it to a perfection or a wholeness. And I hope that if you think of a complementary color, it's a complement to the meal. It brings it all to perfection or to wholeness. Carat, C-A-R-A-T, is talking about like how many carats diamond do you have? The next word sounds exactly like it, but it is spelled differently. Carrot, C-A-R-E-T. So this is a little like, it almost looks like a vegetable carrot, and it's what you insert in because you forgot a word. I forgot go to the store. That's not right. I forgot to go to the store. So that little insert thing that we put in to say, oh, I need to insert something in, almost looks like a physical carrot, is C-A-R-E-T. Okay. Minor with an O, meaning something small. Minor, that's a minor detail. Minor with an E. That's like the hi-ho dwarves that go off to work we go to look for gold in the mountains and diamonds. Horde, H-O-A-R-D, is a group of, a big group of. There was a horde of hornets and they were so angry. Well, there's a horde of angry murder wasps. So So it means like a big group of, and it usually has that negative connotation. Hoard, Horde, meaning it's a verb, as I'm going to hoard all this candy to myself after Halloween, and I'm not going to share. I'm going to hoard it all. Or a dragon might hoard his treasure in a cave. I hope that helps, and it might be helpful for you to come up with word pictures to remember what letters go with what meaning. Good luck! The last thing I'll do is I'll just share you some study tips that I do. Let me give you a few strategies. I won't do all of these, but I think a lot in pictures. And so when it comes to these tricky words, I have to know what they mean, and then I have to know how to remember them. So when it comes to a word like dual, meaning two-sided, there's good and there's evil. There's two sides to every issue. Some people think that good and evil are equally matched, but we know that God is bigger and that good ultimately wins. So that's why I was like, oh, I don't think it's like a 50-50 good and evil type of thing. But there's a yes and there's a no. There's a black and there's a white. There's good and there's evil. There's a dual nature. So when I take a look at dual, I'm going to draw a coin and think dual and draw the U and the A to think that there's two sides of the coin. U comes first and then the A, and that shows dual. When I'm thinking of a duel, I might draw you, and you is fighting a person, and he says, "Ee!" So then when I think of a sword fight, I could think of duel spelled this way. Bridal, to show that someone is getting married, I might think of a bride, and she's wearing a lovely A-line dress. And when it comes to a bridle that's on a horse, I might think of the L right here and the little E mark right here, bridle. So these are just little tips and tricks to help you think of, how am I going to remember which one's which? Stationary? Oh, I'm going to think of that stationary anchor. It's not going anywhere. Anchors are so heavy. It's a stationary anchor, and it's tied to the boat. It's not going anywhere. So I know that it's stationary with an A-R-Y. When it comes to a letter, it's stationary like this. So go ahead, make little pictures for yourself, tell yourself little stories, and that will hopefully help you remember these confusing words. It does help if you know what they mean. Rehearse that, come up with word pictures to practice those spellings.